evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's very exciting. Hi, I'm Sarah Jones. I'm really, really pleased to be here. Wow, it's lovely to see so many familiar faces and loads of new faces. And to be here celebrating Equality Now on the occasion of its 20th birthday, which is really sort of, you know, well done, 20, right? Yes? And of course, in one more year, you'll be able to drink legally in this country, which is so no. Equality is its own natural high, as we know. No need for alcohol. So actually, that reminds me that speaking of equality, I think it's important to say that I know I'm listed in your programs as the, I believe it's the Master of Ceremonies. And of course, Equality Now does not go out for any of that, you know, kind of hierarchical nonsense. So really, I'm more of your equal partner of ceremonies. And so you are in for such a treat tonight. And there's so many incredibly talented supporters of Equality Now who are here. They've come together to make tonight possible. And so just really briefly to kick things off, as some of you know, I do sort of multi-character performances in theatre, so I portray people of various ethnicities. And all my characters are inspired by people from my real life in some capacity or another. So what you may not know is that many of them actually exist only because of Equality Now. We partnered on Women Can't Wait, which is a show about laws that discriminate against girls and women. And I met so many inspired activists, advocates, courageous survivors, and it taught me so much and changed my life as an artist. So I want to express my profound and sincere gratitude. And in the spirit of that profound sincerity, I also have to tell those of you who are not already aware of this that I don't really talk this way. But this was such a special occasion. I just wanted to break out my fancy pants voice, and it's so fancy. Doesn't it sound fancy when you're, oh, Equality Now is so wonderful? No, you just can't help it. But no, Equality Now is all about championing the rights of women and girls in their own authentic voices. So I'm just going to talk the way I really talk. Although I do speak the Queen's English, I'm from Queens, New York. So, but tonight I want to share with you, well, I brought along a few friends, let's just say that, and they want to celebrate Equality Now, just like we all do, and they're so excited to be here. They've each prepared their own remarks. Heaven help us. Okay. Okay. I can't see, this is teleprompter. Okay. Oh, wonderful. Okay. Good evening, everybody. Thank you so very much for having me here. My name is Lorraine Levine, and it's a wonderful honor to be here celebrating Equality Now. And I'm here with all of you, and the founders are here. Everybody's here. Where's Jessica? Jessica Newworth. She's one of the founders. Okay. Where is she? Okay. Hi, sweetheart. Okay. And there are just so many luminaries here. You have, I told Sarah earlier, I'm quelling just to be in the same room with some of these people. And I did first learn about Equality Now because of the girl who you just met, Sarah Jones. She's a very nice young black performer. And she... Yeah, well, you know, she calls herself black. Yeah. She's really more like a caramel color if you look at the skin, but a mocha. But I don't want to say the wrong thing, you know. You know, of course, Equality Now is known for the diversity, right? And they fight the discrimination for all women, helping in so many of the different countries. So that's close to my heart. You wouldn't know it, but I was born in Eastern Europe. I was a little girl. Some of your parents weren't even born. But anyway, so...
that's why I became a supporter back when Equality Now first started, and to see how they've grown, you know, around the world with their supporters of all ages, getting involved with, they have the Women Action Network, makes you think of superheroes, you know, with the, isn't it? Yeah. And, you know, the anti-violence campaigns they have, and honestly, some of the young activists they partner with, you know, because they tell you what's happening with the girls as young as 12, 13, you know, fighting for their own rights. I told my husband, I think I have candies in my purse older than 12 or 13. But, you know, the point is that an achievement like this, 20 years of such powerful work, I just wanted to be here to congratulate you, myself, okay, sweetheart, all of you, and to tell you I hope the success continues into the future. And mazel tov.
Okay, hi everybody, good evening. I am very excited to be here right now. My name is Nereida, and this is a wonderful opportunity for me to be here as part of your Equality Now celebration that you're having and everything like that. And me personally, I am Dominican American. Actually, you could say I grew up in the capital of Dominican Republic, otherwise known as Washington Heights, uptown. But anyway, I am also half Puerto Rican, so I am half Dominican, half Puerto Rican, so it's like, but I'm all proud of everything. And I'm just, like I said, I'm very excited to be here. Right now, I'm actually a sophomore in college, studying human rights issues, but also the gender studies part of that. So, you know, that's very interesting for me because I love the fact that Equality Now actually really does care about stopping the violence against women in every country. So, I'm sorry, trying not to be nervous and everything, because whenever I get nervous, I start to talk really fast. Nobody can understand nothing I'm saying, so it's like very difficult. I usually have to try to calm down and take a deep breath. So I'm just going to do that really quick. Okay. Anyway, so okay, so, but anyway, I just really wanted to thank you guys, I mean, you know, women, okay, for the example that, you know, equality is so important to all people, like everywhere around the world and everything like that. So I just think that it's so important that we think of it in terms of, you know, not just like men and women, whatever like that, but also the fact that, you know, we have to have justice for everybody, like all people. I mean, but I'm not gonna lie, like especially I look at us, you know, like as Latinos in this country, it's like, you know, like we're about to be the majority. And like, you know, hopefully like 2 weeks. So like we deserve, you know, just as much opportunity as anyone else to make sure that our voices count for the equality of all people too. So I want to thank you all for what you're doing, and muchísimas gracias a Igualdad Ya, y felicidades. I don't know, I'm hoping to come back. I have my resume with me because I know that sometimes you guys take on interns. Okay, so thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your night. Okay. Good evening. My name is Pauline Ning. I am a member of the Chinese business community here in New York. First, I want to thank you for having this event at Asia Society. But also, I support Equality Now, and I only want to just speak very briefly. But first, I have to say that when this young lady was just speaking, when she was talking, it was so fast, very fast. I started to feel heart palpitations and a little bit shortness of breath. But I thank you for this opportunity to speak to so many people dedicated to the human rights for the women and girls and all people. I know my husband and I, we came to this country for freedom we could not have in China at that time. That's 30 years ago. Can't believe that. But for example, I did not have the same opportunity to have my own business like other people in my family or the male people. And that was 1980s. So I know equality now started only 10 years later, 1992. And now they have achieved so much. Also, I have achieved. So I identify, and I think equality now, they are the only group to show people in society. It's not only the culture that discriminate, violate women's rights. You also have to change the law to protect women, girls, all people. Then you also change the culture. So to me, equality now, it's more advanced. And I think when other people, like even sometimes government, is not yet even aware there's a problem, equality now, they already create solution. So you could say they are already working on the problems of tomorrow, today. And this is also because they have partners in Asia, and there really it's already tomorrow on the calendar. But also they are advanced. I put that joke, my daughter told me always put your humor in your speech. So I think they are so advanced, ahead of their time, and I will continue to support. I hope you do too. 谢谢. Thank you. And so now we're going to bring out some actual people. But before we welcome our first guest, I want to share with you that our honorary co-chair and longtime Equality Now friend and supporter, Meryl Streep, deeply regrets that she cannot be with us tonight, but we are profoundly honored that her good friend, Vanessa Redgrave, has agreed. Keep it together, keep it together. Okay. Vanessa Redgrave has agreed to be here on her behalf. And of course, like Meryl, Vanessa is a multiple award winner, Oscar, Golden Globe, Emmy, you'd be here all night. She's one of the greatest actors living. And in fact, I often think it must feel a little like a human rights violation to be nominated in the same category against her. I hope that's okay to say. But I'd just like to welcome the great humanitarian and my fellow UNICEF Goodwill Ambassador, Vanessa Redgrave.
I can't, it's the first time I've had these two bits of plastic, which of course normally have the speeches on them, and I said, well, I don't think I'll use one because what Meryl was going to read to you is what I've got in my hands, and I said I'd read it, so I can't be pretending I know it by heart. So, can you see me through these? Right, great. Well, it's wonderful. I wish I'd been sitting out front when Sarah was doing some of her extraordinary characters. We need more of these characters, and we need more of Sarah Jones. So I'm here because, yeah. So I'm here because I'm a friend of Meryl. I'm a huge fan of Meryl's, and because she asked me to come, so of course I came. And it's a chance for me to, for the first time, I didn't know about Equality Now. I'm a UNICEF Goodwill Ambassador, so I've been working as one since '95 and working in one way or another for UNICEF for a long time. So I feel we've all met at the right moment, and it's an honor. Thank you very much. Okay, so thank you. So here's Meryl's statement. Most of you here, because you know Equality Now as one of the most successful advocates for the human rights of girls and women in the world, with offices on 3 continents and a network of activist partners that spans the globe. What you may not know is that it all grew out of an idea that came to Jessica Neuwirth at a kitchen table in 1992 over a cup of coffee. Or maybe it was a shot of vodka. Anyway, since then, Equality Now has accomplished everything from convening... See, I haven't got the comic touch. Okay. Since then, Equality Now has accomplished everything from convening the first Afghan Women's Summit following 9/11. Well, that's a fantastic achievement. To pioneering anti-trafficking laws and being the first to shut down sex tourism companies right here in the United States. Yeah. Stood up to threats from an international range of sexual exploiters, from the Netherlands to Zambia to Japan. Equality Now has held governments responsible and accountable for discriminatory laws, and they've connected women around the world and the men who love and respect them. Now here there's a great line, but I'm going to read it badly. To men in the audience, hello, you two. No, really. Male supporters like Joss Whedon, without whom tonight could not have come together. Ken Franzblau, longtime staffer and friend. Dr. Dennis Mukwege of Panzi Hospital in Congo. Our partners who help debunk the myth that men always have to be the unfairer sex. They are part of why Equality Now's advocacy has been nothing short of miraculous over these past 20 years in protecting the human rights of girls and women. I was there, that's Meryl, after 9/11, when Equality Now organised the Afghan Women's Summit. And I had a chance to meet some of those brave Afghan women who came together and called on the UN Security Council for disarmament as a path to peace. Sounds so obvious, but sometimes they just don't get it. And I was at the United Nations with Equality Now when it first called for a UN working group on laws that discriminate against women. That was back in 2005, and it took more than 5 years. But thanks to this organisation's perseverance, there is a new UN working group on laws that discriminate against women. And it was also through Equality Now's pioneering work on discriminatory laws that I first met our amazing MC, Sarah Jones, who brought the issue alive at the United Nations through her characters. All of this is to say I've really come to love and respect Equality Now, their innovative approaches and their ability to take on some of the most difficult issues. I know they will continue the fight to end violence and discrimination against girls and women in ways no one else can, whether protecting victims of sexual violence in international conflict zones or girls vulnerable to trafficking right here in the United States. I know Equality Now will move the world towards what the UN calls its Millennium Development Goals, even though some governments seem to think Millennium Development Goals means we should all sit back and relax, since we have at least 1,000 years before we have to do anything about them. That's good. I know Equality Now will continue to partner with governments and grassroots activists alike. They will introduce us to women who have been organisers since the age of 9, when they helped their own sisters run away from forced labour or honour killing. or being sold into slavery, or being a child bride. We would like a world where a child, a girl dressing up in bridal costume, is only for pretend, where a girl gets to have a true childhood and a future because of choices she gets to make, like being the first girl in her family to learn to read, knowing her mother and grandmother could only sign with thumbprints all their lives. I know Equality Now will continue to move us into a time when that girl's thumbs and fingers will instead hold a diploma, hold the deed to her own property, hold hands with the next woman and the next and the next, until their protests ignite change for an entire community. I know they'll continue to help us understand that while survival is a lucky outcome for too few girls and women, survival itself is not the goal. It is merely the starting point from which a life must begin again. And when the law protects her, a girl learns, perhaps for the first time, that she is worth protecting, and that every girl and woman deserves freedom from fear of being kidnapped or raped, or sold into slavery, sexually exploited, or abused. And I know Equality Now will continue to remind us all that just as vital as supporting their work is learning to pronounce the names of their partners in this movement. Names like Fauzia Kasinja, Maha Abudaye Shamas, Miaza Ashanafi, Susanna Chiarotti, Colette de Troy, Elizabeth Evat, Sapana Pradhan Mala, Cecilia Medina Quiroga, Hibaak Osman, Surita Sandosham, Faiza Jama Mohammed, Asma Kader, Helsushin Hesushin, and Gloria Steinem. From the names of prominent political leaders like UN High Commissioner for Human Rights, Navanetham Pillay, who was one of those women sitting around the kitchen table 20 years ago, and Michelle Bachelet, the former president of Chile and now executive director of UN Women, to the names of pre-literate girls and women struggling for their rights in a refugee camp or a red light district, whether in Bukavu or Beverly Hills, Bahrain or Belarus, Beijing or Bogota. Equality Now will continue to remind us that when any girl or woman from any culture is denied her human rights, every one of us is held in bondage, in a place beyond the surface of our skin tone or our surname. So I know that while Equality Now will continue to join governments and experts in the efforts towards progress, they will also never fail to remind us to heed the voices of girls and women themselves, and to learn to speak their names as easily as those of our own daughters, sisters, mothers, because over years of struggle, they become our family. We will learn to pronounce their names with the familiarity with which we say our own, because they become us. And tonight we celebrate every one of us, the victories of the past and our commitment to the future, knowing that no matter what challenges lie ahead in the next 20 years and beyond, we can all be proud to answer to one name: Equality Now. Thank you.
I feel very deprived that I'm not in the room with you for this very important benefit and the great show you're going to see. And I just want to say to you how very much your presence here means to us and how many changes in lives of women around the world will be made because you are present. And I want you to have a good time and enjoy the show. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Laura Linney. It is truly an honor to be here tonight, celebrating Equality Now's 20th anniversary, and this is a celebration. We're not just here to learn, we're here to enjoy ourselves, to relax, to listen to great music. We have Natalie Merchant here this evening, so who's ready here to have some fun? Okay. Now, get ready for the transition of the year. You want to know what's not fun? Female genital mutilation. Yep. Prepare yourselves, because this is my topic for the evening. FGM. It is performed on over 3 million girls a year. Hard to believe, but FGM is practiced all over the world. In fact, until the 1950s, it was practiced right here in the United States on girls as a cure for overly sexual behavior, masturbation, lesbianism, and even hysteria. Cutting, removal, labial stitching. It is gruesome and it is barbaric. We could show a slideshow presentation, but I think everyone here can just imagine. 100 million women worldwide robbed of their dignity, robbed of pleasure, of the idea of pleasure, of the idea that a woman's sexuality is part of her essence. Equality Now has been at the forefront of the fight to make this abusive and dangerous practice not just illegal, but equally important, culturally unacceptable. They've handled landmark cases like that of Hazawi Kasinja, whose political asylum set an international precedent legally defining FGM as a human rights violation. They have worked within communities to re-educate people and to retrain the women and men who perform FGM and give them more humane career options. In 2010, Equality Now successfully campaigned to make the American Academy of Pediatrics reverse its new position, allowing doctors to perform genital nicking. Hard to comprehend that in 2010, the AAP has to be lobbied to come down against FGM. Equality Now and all of its supporters should be very proud for taking on an issue that people either don't know anything about or really don't want to talk about. Really don't want to talk about. So thank you very much for listening to me. I'm happy to see that you all seem to have survived this topic, and I'd say consequently you deserve a gift. A gift to your ears, a gift to your soul. Ladies and gentlemen, the sublime Natalie Merchant.
Shadows the same, and you go home with Sally Ann. You go home with Sally Ann. You go home. Kindness with bracelets of jade in China or Japan, choices are made, and you go home with Sally Ann. You go home with Sally Ann. You go home. Woman of chances, no family or friends in Argentina. She knows only men, and you go home with Sally Ann. You go home with Sally Ann. You go home. Debts to be paid in Trenton, in Detroit. She lives by the blade, and you go home with Sally Ann. 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 You go home. Thank you. And this next song is about the potential that's in every child. So keep this in mind throughout the evening. Doctors have come from distant cities just to see me. Stand over my bed, disbelieving what they're seeing. They say I must be one of the wonders, God's own creation. And as far as they see, they can offer no explanation. Newspapers ask intimate questions, they want confessions. Reach into my hand, they try to steal the glory of my story. They say I must be one of the wonders, God's own creation. And as far as they see, they can offer no explanation. Ooh, I believe fate smiled at, and destiny laughed as she came to my cradle. No, this child will be able by my challenge to your balance. Well, I'm over your heads, how I confound you and astound you to know that I must be one of the wonders, God's own creation. And as far as you see, you can offer me no explanation. Ooh, well, I believe fate smiled and destiny laughed as she came to my cradle. No, this child will be able. Laughed as my body she lifted. No, this child will be gifted. Laughed as she came to my mother. No, this child will not suffer. With love, with patience, and with faith, she'll make her way. Oh, gonna make her way. Oh, gonna make her way. They say I must be one of the wonders, God's own creation. They say I must be one of the wonders, God's own creation.
If Equality Now had never existed, I would not have a guide myself in international work. I trust Equality Now. Thousands of activists trust Equality Now. And there is nothing more important than a trusted messenger, bringing together of the very best expertise from many different continents in a very, very personal way.
In 1992, discrimination and violence against women and girls were not being addressed by the global human rights movement. Millions of girls and women were being exploited through sex trafficking, systematically raped during wars, mutilated and violated in the name of tradition, sold into sexual slavery, abused in their homes, and raped and murdered without redress, while governments and societies were silent and complicit. The equal treatment of half the world was not considered a human right or a matter of global concern. With a conviction to expose these violations to the general public, lawyers Navi Pillay, Jessica Neuwirth, and Fariel Garahi joined together to bring women's rights to the forefront of human rights. But they knew that to ensure the rights of women everywhere, change not only had to occur at the societal level, but governments had to be held accountable. Equality Now was born with its first office in New York. Their goal is to strengthen human rights law and integrate women's rights into domestic, regional, and international laws that support women.
We didn't just want to tell people what was happening to women around the world, but also what they could do about it. We knew that we could mobilize women and men to raise awareness and generate public pressure to stop human rights violations against women.
The time to act is right now, where we can save lives, we can stop the unspeakable sufferings of the victims.
When first starting, Equality Now wasn't afraid to tackle difficult or controversial issues affecting women through their network, using the media to expand their reach. Within a few years, Equality Now started groundbreaking ripples of positive change that carried into the next decade and beyond.
We're very strategic in our work and target cases that will result in the greatest positive impact for the largest number of women and girls.
In 2000, Equality Now opened an office in Nairobi, Kenya, to be more connected to the pulse of the issues and create a greater international movement.
Equality Now has really made a difference in Africa. It's a testament to our success that women and girls now speak out about their violations and demand their rights using the legal tools we have helped to provide. We are fighting in the front lines to end female genital mutilation. The fact that there's law at all in countries where it's practiced gives us a great pride.
Equality Now then opened an office in London, England.
It's important for Equality Now to have global reach and to be able to tap into the expertise that has already been developed in terms of women's rights advocacy. Together we can look at the obstacles, look at our own experiences and build a very strong platform where we can progress our rights together as a global movement. Linkages to Equality Now are really important. We have members around the world in 160 countries and offices now in London, Nairobi, New York, and outposts in Jordan and in Washington, D.C. to hear and share and learn from the voices of local women, and also to target high-level policymakers who will have an impact on the lives of women around the globe.
With emphasis on legal and institutional reform, the organization continues to make a difference in the lives of women and girls worldwide, but the fight is far from being over.
The last 20 years have been phenomenal in expanding the legal frameworks and debate on women's rights. More people have become involved in the debate, mechanisms have been developed all around the world, and most importantly, women's rights and empowerment are now seen as essential to development, progress, peace, and security. Yet the same issues persist. We have to really stand fast against the use of culture to deny women and girls their basic human rights. So Equality Now has a lot left to do. We hope that the next 20 years, gender inequality will become a thing of the past to be read about only in history books. We all can make that happen, one action at a time.
Global gender equality benefits everyone, but to achieve it requires your help. Join our global network of activists and take action on our campaigns. Educate yourself on human rights, and most importantly, let your government representatives know that a threat to women is a threat to society.
My name is Mariam. I live in Pakistan. My father owns a welding business, but our house is small. We all sleep in one space, so when he beats my mother, all her children are there to watch. When she leaves, he hires a prostitute to be beside us, to watch sex films with him, to service him, until he hasn't any money to pay her. When she leaves...
My name is Mary. I'm at school in Zambia. I have a teacher I like very much. On Valentine's Day, I give him a card and some chocolates. He's so pleased. He says that he is thoughtless, that he keeps forgetting to bring in my reports, and that I should come to his house to pick them up.
My name is Wafa. I live with my family in Yemen. My father is very old. He brings a man to the house, an old man who smells of smoke. And we have a ceremony that I don't understand because I've never been to a wedding. I don't understand, even as I drive away with this man, that I've been sold to him as his bride. I can't imagine what he'll expect of me, what he'll force on me.
When it happens,
I scream. I scream until he stifles me. He tells me I belong to him.
He tells me if I say anything, I will be thrown out of school.
He tells me to lie straight and keep quiet.
This is my teacher. I'm 13 years old.
He tells me to lie straight and keep quiet. This is my father. I'm 15.
My husband.
Lie straight.
I'm 11.
And keep quiet.
So I do what he says. I say nothing. I'm afraid and ashamed. I think
there must be something wrong with me.
I'm not like other girls anymore. I can't talk to them, can't tell my friends that I've become. Most of the girls find out anyway.
I run away. I run home. And my father returns me to the man.
And they are very cruel.
I run away. I run home. And again I'm returned. Slaving for this man and his mother. Being beaten. Being bound if I try to resist.
He says if I resist, he will kill my little brothers.
He has given me a disease.
I run away. I run home. My father is now dead. My mother, she just stares, as useful as the dead. I am not dead. I would rather die than go back, but I would rather live than die. So I stand, and I scream.
And I speak.
When
I speak, the police don't want to hear it.
My father's brothers insist I go back.
The principal says to my teacher, "Oh, not again."
The medical examiner, she says I made it up. She says I have been with a boy and am staining my father's reputation to hide my shame. She tells me to lie straight and keep quiet. When I speak in court, this is the worst.
I am sick with fright and cannot sleep for days before.
They have my father standing right there watching me while I testify.
I'm so afraid, I lie. I say he didn't beat me. The judge, who's been so kind, turns from me. I don't understand anything that
I don't
is
understand my
happening.
rights,
I don't understand
my
the
place,
law.
because
The
everything is
judge
about
thinks
his
an adult, let's
perspective,
go back to
his
your
rights.
husband. The lawyers treat me like a child and explains nothing to me.
I've never heard of Equality Now, but they come working with other groups and they find me a new lawyer who works for free. Now a screen is put up so I can speak without my father watching. Now the medical examiner who says it can't be rape if I wasn't beaten has her words wiped away. Now the prosecutor who did not prosecute is prosecuted. Now I will have justice. Now I will know
that I am a decent girl. That what was in me is not of me.
That there are people who will help me get through this.
That I am not a thing to be sold.
When it happens, my world is small, tiny, just the act, the pain, the wrong. When I speak, when I am able to speak, the world is boundless, connected. The size and shape of a world.
I learn about equality now. I know they're not just trying to help me. They're trying to change things, change the laws.
Change the process.
Change our understanding of what is right and what is horror. What a child deserves, so that the next girl.
And the next girl.
And all the girls who live unprotected have a chance to become women of the world, a part of the world. Respected, fulfilled. They work so that when I speak,
I speak of hope. When I'm older, I want to be the one to help. I want to learn about the law so that I can do what was done for me.
I want to be a teacher and work with the girl in my community.
When I grow up, I want...
Good evening. I would like to address the nature of change. There are two constants in the universe, existence and change. Neither of them ever stops. By the time I finish this sentence, the Earth will be several thousand miles from where it was when I began it, and my phone will somehow yet again be obsolete. As a society, we resist change. I respect that. I liked my phone. We like things the way they were, but then they very seldom actually ever were the way they were, and we didn't actually like them that much then. What we mean by that is the way they're supposed to be, according to our own ideological comfort zone, our pin in Time's butterfly that sticks it to this spot, on this wall, in this frame. Everything concentrically that is farther away from this is what's wrong with the world. Religion is a pinpoint. This is not to belittle it, but the great religious texts, the Bible, the Quran, Martin Luther's 95 Theses, they were meant to effect radical change, to civilize, to reboot a world that seemed out of joint, seemed mad, and they did. Moving concentrically away through time, they become less radical. They become staid. They become an excuse, a reason to ignore change, to fight it, to persecute. Not the fault of the text. This is how we work. We work like this because people think of themselves as separate from change in the way that we are separate from each other. We are blades of grass in an enormous field. The wind blows us this way, that way, but it doesn't affect the field. When I graduated, amazingly, from university, our illustrious graduation speaker told us, don't try to change the world. You won't, you can't. The only thing you should try to do is not live off your parents. I knew even then He was wrong. He was cynical. I knew that I would find one day a way to live off my parents. And then, you know, hopefully get to the change thing. For some of us, this pinpoint, is not what we were. It's up ahead. It's what we dream of being. Everybody in this room is in that category. Everybody here sees the next great text being written, wants us to take the next step in the evolution of the human mind, women and men as equals. Everybody in the world treated with respect. We're not close. Equality Now works 20 years, more to come, to move us closer. Advocacy, participation, donation, even just listening moves us closer. Everyone here might well think of themselves as an agent of change. And I would say to you all, from the bottom of my heart, you're missing the point. You are not agents of change. You are change. It's not a question of whether you can change the world. You have no choice. There is no world but what we see, no history but a compendium of perspectives. How you see the world will be the world, or will become the world. If we see it with fear and hate will manifest. If we look beyond, if we dream the next text, it will be written. We do not pass through this life. It passes through us. You are not just existing. You are happening. You are an event. You are changing everything. And that may seem like a bit of a responsibility. I'm history now? I was going to have waffles. What does that mean? How does that affect the time stream continuum, which I'm apparently in charge of? I can't help you with that. I would just say that you should understand your power and glory in your place in the chain. That's where we are. We are standing in a line. Change will inevitably come, and we will inevitably be part of it, and we will pass it on to those after us. You are not blades of grass in an enormous field. I cannot thank you all enough for being here. I would just ask that you remember, long after this event is over, what all of us really are.
Hello, I'm Eliza Dushku. In 2009, my mother, a tenured professor of African and comparative politics and women's studies, started the NGO Tharskulu after we traveled to the war-affected region of Gulu in northern Uganda. Tharskulu, or Trauma Healing and Reflection Center in Gulu, aims to create a community that offers support, rehabilitation, and reintegration skills for former child soldiers, sex slaves, child mothers, and victims of Joseph Kony's rebel war. Our motto is nothing about us without us, and as the Acholi people say, we go from victim to survivor to thriver. We remain open to other like-minded NGOs and partnerships, as we all know that it takes immense cooperation and shared resources to achieve the kinds of powerful and important goals that we all set out to do. Equality Now is a model of cooperation, of helping communities through our community, with every organization pulling for and relying on every other. Legal and political action is vital, but it doesn't work in a vacuum. It needs partners, people working from within or on other aspects of the issues. I'm here to celebrate all the organizations working with Equality Now. War Against Rape in Pakistan, Tasaru and Tonomak Initiative in Kenya, Apni Ap in India, Marta Center, Latvia, and Yemen Women's Union. All different, none separate. This is our community, our family, your family. Oh, you're in it now. You know, sometimes it seems really overwhelming trying to help. Resources are thin, and it may feel like every organization is in competition. But we're not. We work. Equality Now works in harmony. Congratulations to them, to you, to my Mama Judy, I love you, girl, and to every group out there that's moving the world forward, all of us together. Thank you.
My Short Skirt by Eve Ensler. My short skirt is not an invitation, a provocation, an indication that I want it, or give it, or that I hook. My short skirt is not begging for it. It does not want you to rip it off of me and pull it down. My short skirt is not a legal reason for raping me. Although it has been before, it will not hold up in the new court. My short skirt, believe it or not, has nothing to do with you. My short skirt is about discovering the power of my lower calves, about cool autumn air traveling up my inner thighs, about allowing everything I see or pass or feel to live inside. My short skirt is not proof that I am stupid or undecided or a malleable little girl. My short skirt is my defiance. I will not let you make me afraid. My short skirt is not showing off. This is who I am, before you made me cover it or tone it down. Get used to it. My short skirt is happiness. I can feel myself on the ground. I am here. I am hot. My short skirt is a liberation. Flag and woman's army. I declare these streets, any streets, my vagina's country. My short skirt is turquoise water with swimming colored fish, a summer festival in the starry dark, a bird calling, a train arriving in a foreign town. My short skirt is a wild spin, a full breath, a tango dip. My short skirt is initiation, appreciation, excitation. But mainly, my short skirt, and everything under it, is mine. 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 Thank you.
Hello, hello. I'm Natalie Haynes, and it's very nice for you to let me come all the way from London to talk to you. I deserve to be clapped for having made such an effort. You're quite right. I slightly missed the rehearsals this afternoon, so I didn't realise somebody was going to do a poem about wearing a short skirt just before I came on. I last showed my legs in public above the ankle in the mid-80s. So I always like to come to America. I like watching the TSA. Is that what I want to say? The guys at the airport try to work out if I'm a terrorist or a goth. I always enjoy that moment. Like, oh, yeah, no, just overgrown goth. Should have grown out of it, haven't. Sorry. Feel bad about it, for what it's worth, but I'm still going to just, carry right on. Listen to more of The Cure, feel a bit sorry for myself, that'll be good. So when Joss asked me to do this event, he asked me kind of on two counts. One, because when I first met him, I was a stand-up comedian. And two, because after I'd met him, I gave up stand-up comedy so I could go back to my roots, which were being a classicist and writing about ancient history. I realised I'm probably the only crossover artist in that category. On the bill tonight, but I feel all right about that. And so what I really wanted to do is tell you a story about what I think is the very earliest example of any kind of dialogue or discussion or dramatisation of equality. And it goes back 2,500 years to a play written by Aristophanes, the Athenian comic playwright, which I would call the Lysistrata, but I think on this side of the Atlantic you call the Lysistrata. It's like I say Lysistrata, you say Lysistrata, let's call the whole thing off. I'm surprised, frankly, it's not in the song. But is it a scansion issue? I feel it may be. But for those of you who don't know the play, I will tell you the story. You didn't have to do homework before you came. Buying the ticket was the sufficient homework. Well done. In the play, the Lysistrata, she is a woman of Athens, and she is sick and tired of all the men in Athens making war with all the men in Sparta. It's first performed in the year 411 BC, and at this point, Athens and Sparta have been at war for 20 years. 20. And it's a particularly damaging war because the crops get damaged each year. The olive trees are burned. It's one of the great rules of ancient warfare that you don't burn trees because they can't be regrown quickly. And yet still, it's a very damaging war. And so Aristophanes writes this play whereby Lysistrata calls her friends Kalonike and Myrrhine round, and they decide to get in touch with the women of Sparta, a woman called Lampito, she's very gruff. And they decide that they will all go on a sex strike until their husbands stop being at war. They will, quite literally, not make love until the men have not made war for a little while. And the women swear a great big oath to not have sex in any way. It's a very funny part of the play because the women are all nymphomaniacs. It's Aristophanes, what do you want from me? Modern sexual politics? No, it's 2,500 years old. So the women are all massive nymphos, and there's a great bit where somebody has to swear off a sexual position, which I think baffled scholars for literally centuries. See if you can work it out, I will not be judging you. She says she definitely won't get into the, and I quote, lion on a cheese grater position. I have nothing for you, you're on your own. Something to try at home later. I'm not judging you. So they swear off sex, and of course the men are all terribly desperate, and they all come on with massive stick-on phalluses. If you don't think that's still funny, I recommend that you go and see the Book of Mormon if you can get a ticket. Stick-on phallus is always funny, it turns out. Who knew? And so, eventually, the men are so outraged because they can't have sex with their beautiful wives who they love, that they all decide to stop being at war and peace is restored. And it's a very beautiful comic fantasy, it's a very funny play. But what's exciting about it is that it comes from the very dawn of democracy. Democracy has only existed for a few decades when this play is written, where somebody goes, but what happens if the women get involved? And even though women in Athens have no power, they can't vote, they aren't citizens, not really, they have no rights whatsoever, then still somebody went, but what happens if the women get involved? And here's the thing. Last year, you may not know this, Belgium entered the record books. It's not something they do often, I'm not going to lie to you. But last year, Belgium entered the record books because it went for the longest period of time of any modern country without a functioning government. It went for well over a year. I realise not everyone noticed, but it broke a record previously held by Iraq. So well done there, Belgium. And as the, deadline was getting more and more embarrassingly close, then a senator, a Belgian senator, a woman named Marlene Temmerman, stood up and said, do you know what we should do if no one's prepared to negotiate? All their sexual partners should go on a strike. And everyone went, seriously? You're kidding, right? And you go, well, yeah, she is kidding. But here's the thing, 2 years earlier, they did it in Kenya, when there was another political deadlock, and that political deadlock lasted less than 1 week. And so what I kind of wanted to say to you was that for 2,350-ish years after Aristophanes wrote this comic fantasy, that joke was identical. You could have performed the Lysistrata at any point for 2,000 and change years, and the joke would have been the same. It would have been men going, ha-ha, women don't have any power. And then last year, a woman, a politician, a voted politician with power could say it as a joke. It wasn't a male playwright putting the words into the mouth of a female character who, by the way, would have been played by a man for extra gender politics that Germaine Greer would need to unpick. It was a woman going, do you know what's funny? Do you know what's funny and true is, politicians, they are just people. They are just people like us, and therefore they can be changed by exactly the kind of dubious behaviour we would use on our loved ones. They have loved ones, and that is a funny joke said by somebody with power instead of said by about people who had no power. And so I guess because this is an anniversary and we're kind of focusing on everything that we have left to do, everything we have to achieve still for women to have equality, what I wanted to do was remind everyone that equality was first really discussed 2,400 years ago. And for 2,300 of those years, nothing happened. And then in the last 100 years, look what happened. First we got the vote, then we got female politicians, we got equal pay, unless you're in Wisconsin. Well done for that, by the way. We thought you were kidding. April Fool. Oh no, really? Oh, okay. So, and you know what? Things have really dramatically changed in the last few decades, precisely because everybody wasn't prepared to just sit and wait another 2,500 years for it to change on its own. So what I would like you all to do is feel immensely proud of yourselves for all the work that you've done to support the world changing, and bear in mind that just because we achieved quite so much in quite such a short time doesn't mean we should be prepared to wait one more day for all women to enjoy the same rights that some of us do. Thank you very much for having me. I've been Natalie Haynes. Good night.
Women and girls in prostitution are beaten regularly. They're subjected to unprotected sex hundreds of times a year, and many of them will contract HIV. The average age for girls entering into prostitution in America is between 12 and 14. The number of men worldwide who will purchase a prostitute, about 1 in 10.
I'm not such a bad guy, you know.
But you're a very bad boy.
Don't do that, don't do that. That was for them.
So, no more mommy?
Look, just shut up about that, okay? I walk out of here. This is just a thing. I have a life. I have a job. You're just here waiting.
Waiting for you.
You said it to everyone.
You are everyone.
You're on drugs.
When I'm lucky.
You could get out.
They find me, they kill me. I starve, withdrawals, or it's jail. Or I taste fresh air, and then back here is worse.
Excuses. You love this.
I love this.
Yeah, you want it.
You're so big.
I could hurt you.
You always do.
You brought me here. You lie here, smelling of it, pulling me in. You know what? Men have needs, and you play on them. You wait. You make me do this. You try to make me small.
Do you like movies about zombies?
She wakes up screaming. Somebody's chasing her.
Who's chasing her?
She doesn't say who. Doesn't know.
Yeah. So it's horror movies you make her watch.
I make her watch?
I'm sorry, I'm tired.
Come on, come to bed.
I'm not a bad guy, you know.
I think about killing you every time you fuck me. You're a good guy, right? You're a family man, my savior. I love you. I want to kill you every time you call me baby.
Angel.
Sweetheart.
Bitch.
When you've got me in your car and you say...
Nah, don't use your teeth.
I think of using my teeth. Zombies use their teeth. They don't care. They got nothing. They're not afraid. They're not depressed. They just want to rip you apart, and there are millions of them. Of us. Walking around. Dead.
You're not dead.
And what happens to you when we figure that out?
Through campaigning, pressure, and legal action, Equality Now has ensured that the strongest anti-trafficking law has been passed in the US. They also helped to shut down sex tour operators, Big Apple Oriental, Video Travel, and Jump-Off Destinations, and ensured that the Uniform Code of Military Justice was changed to specifically prohibit the solicitation of prostitution. They continue to work with grassroots organisations in countries around the world to end the commercial sexual exploitation of women and girls.
What are you doing up, honey?
Couldn't sleep.
Nightmare?
Just thought I'd watch this one. Come on.
Equality to me is having the same opportunities as my brother.
Equality to me is having my daughter be free from violence.
Equality, to me, is having control over my body.
Equality now works for women and girls to have equal rights and opportunities so we can create a better world for everyone.
That is what equality
means to me.
What does it mean?
To you.
To you.
To you.
Equality to me means that my two little nieces will get to grow up and become the totally rad, unique individuals that they choose to be, without limitations from anyone or anything.
What equality means to me, that it means women have access to a choice. Choice to have an education, choice to begin a family, choice to own property, and even the choice to be in leadership. Women need to be able to make their own choices. That is equality to me.
Equality means, to me, not having to explain every day what gender equality means.
What equality means to me is that women are given their moment, their chance to stand alone before everyone, to speak with dignity, and to know that no man is going to try to upstage or speak with dignity, and know that no
evil, evil, evil.
Oh no, an evil robot from the future.
I am an evil robot from the future.
I just said that.
Well, it's my line. My line is evil robot from the future.
What do you want, evil robot? Have you come from the future to destroy humankind?
I have come from the future to destroy. Can I just say one thing? Seriously, can I just get it out? Because I came all the way from the future and I dropped my hat.
Sorry.
On the way up.
Sorry.
Hat blew off.
The future.
Yes, the future.
What is it like?
Well, it's humans, a lot of humans. They're getting along, they're having a good time. They have jetpacks. The whole thing makes me want to barf. Not the jetpacks, which I'll admit are pretty dope, but just everybody singing and dancing, building things together and getting along. It's just, you know, they're not doing evil. I'll tell you that much. And I'm an evil robot. So I'm interested in having people doing evil. They're not, is the thing. So that's why I was nominated by the Robot Council to travel back in time and try and destroy the human race.
The human race. So I suppose you're going to tell us your evil plan.
Yeah, I'll tell you the plan. You want to hear the plan?
Well, I think the whole dignity thing is long gone, so go ahead.
Okay.
I can't believe Laura Linney got the FGM thing and I got this bit.
Whoa! 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 Ouch! Ouch!
What?
Ow! You think I can't feel? I guess I can. I can feel. That's awful.
All right, so what is your evil plan?
Here's the plan. The plan is for us to turn one half of the human population against the other half so that robots can take over the land and the jetpacks.
Really? Really?
Really? That's the plan.
So you think humans will go for this and there will be...
Yeah, humans will go for it. They'll love it. There will be oppression. There will be bloodshed and
starting
violence.
now.
Starting now.
Now.
Yeah.
Now you're going to create the inequality between the sexes.
Between the what?
No, this is tripping me out. You're going to invent the oppression of women?
No, not. Where are you getting this from? No, just.
Well, you just said half the human race.
No, yeah, but not by gender. That'd be insane. That'd be random. Like, why would men hate women? I mean, men and women need each other. Like, literally need each other. Why would it, if you were to pick half of the people to turn against the other half, why would it be women? That's nuts. That's nuts. You need, men and women need each other. You know, you can't reproduce on an assembly line like we can, which is, in my opinion, way hotter.
Wait, so violence against women isn't a part of the future?
No. Why are you fixated on this?
Well, no femicide? No honor killing? No sex trafficking? No female genital mutilation?
Where are you getting this stuff? No, of course not. I can't unhear that now. That's, please, cut it out. No, we're gonna pick half to turn against, that's it.
Well, who are you planning to turn people against?
We're figuring it out. You know, Vikings, speed walkers, vegans, the people behind Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark, which is still running, by the way. I'm from the year 10,220. It's running. It's very popular. You got people who drive their flying cars with the turn signals on. You got tall people, maybe?
Men who wear things?
Ooh, yeah, men who wear like ascots or like scarves inside. Barf, yeah, gross. That whole crew. It's a work in progress, is my point.
All right.
We're figuring it out.
So wait.
Yeah.
Nothing about women.
No, you gotta talk to somebody because you're fixated on this. I'm just time traveled in, so I might be sort of unaware of the context I'm in right now, but you're fixated on this for some reason that makes no sense to me. No, not because of that.
Okay, great. So you're not against equality, so why are you here tonight?
Why am I here tonight?
Yeah.
Wanted to see if maybe you'd sign my Spaceballs DVD.
Oh, God.
It's a classic. Yeah, it's a classic movie. People really, we love it. We have
It's fun doing this.
Really? It shows. It shows you had fun. Yeah, you can see that. Yeah, it was so great. It was so great. I'm gonna go now. It's the whole fixation on this. It's making me sad. Honor killings. Jesus. Crying out loud.
Ladies and gentlemen, wait. Maybe we learned something here tonight. Maybe we're the evil ones, and you're...
No, I'm the evil robot, and I hate all of you
Well, maybe
humans.
we're the robots.
No, you're not the robot. Don't try and sum it up. It won't work that way. I'm the evil robot. I hate all of you equally. And, yeah, death to humans. Also, how do you get to Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark?
Go down to 47th and take a right.
47th, take a right. Okay, thank you. All right. Oh, boy.
Ladies and gentlemen, evil future robot. My #1 fan. All right, well, clearly this evening needs to wrap up. So, once again, the incomparable Sarah Jones.
Well, I want to say that, that evil future robot costume, I think, was a wonderful affirmation of what we all know, which is that Equality Now spends every dime of your donation on the work. The work. That's right. But we are so grateful to everyone for their participation tonight, and I want to also remind everybody to please fill out your donor cards that are in your playbills. We have an auction on CharityBuzz.com that includes Avengers premiere tickets in NYC. I want to say it like the movie phone guy. Avengers premiere ticket. A safari package in Tanzania. Ooh. Lunch with Donna Karen with a personalized Urban Zen outfit. Get yours. I got mine, honey. A visit to the Modern Family set. A tour of Jay Leno's infamous garage, among many other fabulous things. So please don't forget your CharityBuzz.com opportunities to support Equality Now. And in the spirit of supporting this great organization, I think there's nothing more important than letting the heart and soul speak. And I'm so grateful to both Jessica and Yasmin for everything they do. They work 29 hours a day, and they are pure love for all of us and all of the women and girls, and of course the men who benefit from this work. And I can't wait to hear their take on this 20-year triumph. So I'm looking forward to hearing them. Jessica and Yasmin, are you here? We want to celebrate you. Yeah, let's give them a little round of applause.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I love you too, Jamie. It's been an amazing 20 years. It's been a journey just filled with challenges and achievements. And I'm just so grateful to everyone who has joined us in our efforts to make a real difference in the lives of women and girls around the world. I want to thank Joss Whedon for using his brilliance to channel gender equality into public consciousness, and for giving us all hope that equality now is not impossible. I want to thank Sarah Jones for bringing to life the laws that oppress so many women and girls, and for using her talent to help us convey the reality of their lives and to mobilize public pressure that has already changed so many of these laws. And I know that Gloria Steinem and Meryl Streep are with us in spirit, as they have been these past 20 years. Gloria and Meryl are guardian angels who have lifted us up, kept us alive, and helped us thrive, and we are eternally grateful to them. And I want to thank Jennifer and Peter Buffett for their vision and their commitment to activism, for giving our movement new hope and energy. And thanks also to Peter for his beautiful music, which you heard at the beginning of the show. And last but not least, I want to thank Equality Now, starting with my co-founders, Navi Pillay and Ferial Garahi. It is an honor to have Navi here today with us, as well as some of our wonderful board members, Elizabeth Evatt, Maha Abudaya, Colette DeTroy, Lisa Alter, and our newest board member, Sue Smalley, who has done so much to make this evening a success. And most of all, I want to thank the incredible staff of Equality Now, past and present, and especially Taina Biename, who served for 10 years as Executive Director. And Faiza Jama Mohammed, our Nairobi Director, and Jackie Hunt, our London Director, all of whom have poured their hearts and souls into making Equality Now what it is. They are like a family to me, and I have learned so much from them. And I want to thank my own family, who are all here tonight, for all their support in so many ways. And as we look forward, it's wonderful to have Yasmin Hassan as our new Global Director and the future of Equality Now. Thank you.
Thank you all so much for being here. I want to just give a big thank you to all the people who have made tonight's show possible, the performers and the directors. Thank you for making our 20th anniversary totally special and bring our work alive through your art. Equality Now's work would not be possible without the heartfelt generosity and the unwavering commitment of Sue Smalley, Bonnie and Marla Schaefer, Abigail Disney, Chandra Jesse, Eve Ensler, the Ruth Turner Fund, Fox Foundation, Novo Foundation, and Nike Foundation. We are very, very excited to work with you as we plan our next 20 years, and thank you so much for all your commitment to us. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you to all our honorary co-chairs, including Deborah Winger, who gave such a wonderful performance, and members of our benefit committee and our event sponsors, as well as Agent of Change, Slate PR, and Zach Wilson. We are touched by your energy and enthusiasm for our work and for making tonight so great. I would also like to express appreciation for the members of our advisory board. We are honored to have several of them here with us tonight, including Judith Bruce, who is the chair of our AGLDF advisory board, and Robin Morgan, who's been one of our longest standing advisors. Most of all, I want to thank the staff of Equality Now around the world for their hard work and commitment. They are on the front lines and they shine. In particular for tonight, I want to thank Catherine Brandley, Karen Asare, Mandy Sullivan, and Susanna Finley, who really worked hard to make this event possible. Finally, on a personal note, I would like to thank my father, who flew all the way from Pakistan to be here tonight. We hope that you... We hope that this evening inspired all of you to take action. Each of you can truly make a difference. We look forward to working with you in our next 20 years, and thank you for everyone for the past 20. The best way, I think, to convey our thanks is through song. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Natalie Merchant, who's been here and presented her dazzling and inspiring music. And without much further ado, Natalie Merchant.
Keep on giving, and for your kindness I'm in debt to you, and for your selflessness my admiration. Keep on giving, and for your kindness I'm in debt to you, and for your selflessness my admiration, and for everything you've done. You know for him, la 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 good work.